Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's masterclass. I hope you're surviving the rain here in Sydney. It's something we're so unused to at the minute. So today I'm going to be talking about the things that you can do if you have some tummy troubles, and some actionable steps that you can do about them. I'm also going to talk about the two biggest things that I see people overlook over and over and over in clinic. I talk about these things all the time, but I'm amazed at how many people I see who aren't doing these things, even though they know them. So welcome. For those who don't know me, I'm Ange Sinclair and I'm the Digestive Detective. Thanks for joining me. I'm really pleased that you're here today, and I've still got this vibey light going on, so please excuse that. So you've been having some tummy troubles, your bowel's not working how it once was, you may have constipation, diarrhea, or a mixture of both of these things. You may have been told you have IBS and you'll just have to live with it. So some of the symptoms you may have are reflux and heartburn, you're burping all the time, or you could have pain somewhere in your digestive tract, or you could be doing constant stinky farts that can clear a room, or you're chronically nauseous. So any of those things. So I see people skipping off to their local health food shop, or even worse, they go to the supermarket to buy some supplements or probiotics to fix their problems. So just an aside note, please don't buy supermarket supplements. They have little therapeutic doses of anything in them, so essentially you're wasting your money. Not to mention they're filled with all sorts of excipients that you're really not getting any therapeutic benefit from. And they put lots of harmful excipients generally into the capsules and the tablets to fill them up so they can make the proper tablet. So to start this process that I'm talking about this morning, you really don't need supplements at the outset. So I always think it's good for people to go to their doctor if they have any sort of digestive issue, especially if it's new or if it's old and something has changed. It's particularly important if you notice bright red blood in the toilet or on the toilet paper, but also if your stool is a black colour or you've had a major change in your bowel habits and you haven't changed your diet. So they're red flags for me. I would be certainly going to the doctor at those points in time. Whilst you're at the doctor, I would encourage you to do a full blood count, vitamin D, iron profile, a celiac gene test, and a PCR stool test. They're really insignificant things that can give you a lot of information, so you don't have to go and do a full bowel test that's $350 at the outset. Start with the simple things. If your bowel is going too fast or too slow, I would also ask for a thyroid profile at the same time. If you're burping constantly, I would ask for a Helicobacter pylori test. Get a copy of the results sent to you. The doctor just needs to tick one box on the form to make this happen. It's essential that you keep your own records of your bloods. You're legally entitled to them. It's really good to have them so you know your progress as you go back as you age. So while you're waiting for the results, I want you to think about what you're eating. Are you eating whole foods? And what do I mean by that? There are lots of unprocessed, non-manufactured foods. They are mostly how they would be in nature. So lots of fruit and veg, small amounts of really good quality proteins that have been sourced from good farming practices, not from supermarkets where most of the meat is feedlot meat. So where the livestock has to be given massive doses of antibiotics just to stay alive. So also good quality fats, olive oil, avocados, nuts and seeds. The next thing is, are you eating enough variety of foods and you're not just eating the same foods over and over again every day? And I know we all love a good routine, me as much as the next person, but there's one thing you definitely don't want to do when it comes to food. The sickest people I see are the people that go, yeah, look, I don't need to fill in your food, mood and poo diary because I eat the same thing every day. Please don't do that. These are the people that I find are the most difficult to pinpoint what's going on for them, and also that it's the hardest thing because they're not eating enough nutrients and the right profile of nutrients to encourage the growth of their good bacteria. So I'd also encourage you not to eat packet foods often, but hey, I'm a realist. So I know that for some of us time is short and sometimes you need a helping hand. I would say use them sparingly. Realistically, you can cook a meal from scratch in under 10 minutes if you have the ingredients handy. Much better for your digestive system and your whole body. If you must cook something that comes out of a packet, try to get the minimalist amount of ingredients in that packaged food. And if you can't pronounce the things that are in it, don't eat it, because that's just going to be terrible for you. So the first of the two mistakes I see people often make, and I talk about this one ad nauseum, I bang on it about it all the time, is chewing. So some of our digestion starts right here in our mouth. The teeth grind the food into much smaller pieces, and the salivary glands secrete enzymes that come up. So the enzyme is amylase to help with the absorption of the nutrients. So our tongue manipulates the food around inside our mouth to make sure every single surface is being chewed. The saliva that we have in our mouth also has softening agents, which turn the food into this lump of soft food called a bolus. So you can easily swallow it. It stimulates our parotid gland behind our ears, and this releases hormones that stimulate our thymus gland to produce T cells, which are part of our immune system. Well, they're the basis of our immune system. So when you chew a lot and you chew well, you're helping to stimulate your immune system at the same time. So this is probably very relevant now with coronavirus. You know, if you want to stimulate your immune system, make sure that you're chewing really well. So when we chew your food for a long time, it signals to your esophagus to get lubricated. It signals to your stomach to produce more hydrochloric acid. So by chewing for a long period of time, it gets all the other parts of our digestive system ready to accept the food that's coming down. So well-chewed food glides through our esophagus rather than having bigger chunks that aren't easily broken down in our stomach. And I say this to clients all the time, our stomach doesn't have teeth. So you need to chew slowly and steadily until the food has lost its texture and turned to liquefied before launching into another bite. So place your knife and fork down between bites so you can stop yourself from, scoffing more food. I tell people this, and here's a great visual for you. If you pull out the food that's in your mouth, you shouldn't be able to recognize one single thing in it. Then you can swallow it, and then you'll know you've really chewed it well. So there's a visual for you for the rest of the day. The second thing I see over and over is people not eating enough fibre. And I talk about this one a lot too. Men need 34 grams of fibre a day. Women need 28 grams of fibre a day. This means every meal you have to have some fibre. So fruit and vegetables or grains in it, or beans or legumes. So most people are coming nowhere near this. This is one of the things that I see rectify people's heartburn, their constipation, and their diarrhea, or if they have bad breath. These are just a few things that just by changing that one thing alone can be really helpful. Also think about how you're eating. Are you eating in a rush? Slow down, take a deep breath before you start eating food. Give you some time to get into your body so you can really taste and enjoy what you're eating. Food is meant to be about joy. You cannot savor and enjoy the food you're eating if you're inhaling it. And I see this often with my own family and sometimes with myself. You're doing something or thinking about something, you've actually taken the food in, inhaled it and gone, oh gee, I don't even remember eating that. So my last point as well for this thing is, how much stress are you under right now? Most of us are under incredible amounts of stress all the time. So much so that we don't even recognize it anymore. So being this stressed damages our gut bacteria, and it can turn the bacteria from friend to foe. So once you've worked through all the suggestions, I would look at other things like alcohol consumption, your amount of antibiotic use, food intolerance, and environmental toxins, and past trauma as the next stops. By doing all these things, you'll be able to identify what you need to do next for your gut problems. And it sounds simple, but I've had people that have just recognized that they're doing too much in their daily life and they're not giving enough to themselves, and that's part of their part of their digestive problems, especially after the holidays, because people have gone away on holidays and they've come back, they've gone away on holidays and successfully had a fantastic holiday. Their digestive issues have cleared somewhat considerably. They're back and they start again. So that's a really good indicator that you're not taking enough time for yourself, that your stress levels are too high. So doing these few basic things should get rid of any mild gut symptoms that you have. But if symptoms persist, then you should really move to the next step. So in the next step, it would be time to come and see me. So if you'd like to book in for the next step for a free 15-minute call, go to www.digestivedetective.com. I look forward to chatting you, and I'll give you a path of where you should go next. Have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for Transformation Tuesday. Enjoy this rainy, steamy, hot weather. I feel like I'm in Bali today. So have a great day, folks. I'll talk to you soon.